Jazz, chess, and Wolverine? I'll have what she's having. Hey guys, and welcome to the very first segment of this episode. This is the portion where we pick from my 136 records in this collection up above me, and from left to right, I'm going to have a number randomly generated from 136, and whatever that number falls on is from left to right, which one we're going to choose. Easy peasy. Alright, without further ado, let's generate what number that's going to be. 66. So record number 66 is what we're going to choose for this week. Let's go get it. 66. Alright, 40, 48, 49, 50. Record number 66 is Earl Klugh. Is Earl Clough. Clough? I don't know how to pronounce his name. But it's a Heartstrings album. Alright, Earl, we're going to learn all about you this week. You guys ready? Alright, switch to camera 3.
Earl Klugh is an American acoustic guitarist and composer of jazz music. He's released over 30 albums since 1976, including 23 top 10 charting albums, 5 of them number 1 on Billboard's Jazz Album Chart. Klugh's influence comes from Chet Atkins, Bob James, Ray Parker Jr., and Wes Montgomery. At only 15 years old, Earl played on George Benson's White Rabbit album, and 2 years later joined his touring band. It's nuts. Our album today, Heartstring, is Earl's 5th studio album and 4th released under the Blue Note label. It was released in 1979. It features 8 instrumental tracks, which encompasses all of Earl's range on the acoustic guitar. Heartstring reached number 2 on the 1978 Jazz Album Chart and 49th on the Billboard 200 of the same year. If you have any bones in your body that appreciates jazz, check out Heartstring. The smooth tones of each acoustic note will leave your toes tapping and your face is smiling. Every spring, Klugh hosts an event called Weekend of Jazz featuring jazz greats from the years. Dates for 2022 have not been set yet. Okay guys, go check out some Earl Klugh. Listen to some jazz. Appreciate it if you don't. And I'll meet you over at the video game chair.
Hey guys, welcome back to the gaming section of the show. In case you're new here, what we're going to do is I'm going to spin these 2 wheels 3 times to give us what game we're going to play. This wheel will show us what system, and this will show us what game. Once we figure out the game, I'm going to play it for 1 hour and give you guys an honest review of it. Alright, without further ado, let's spin the first wheel. Super Nintendo, first Super Nintendo game we've played. Now let's see which game. Man, this guy loves to spin. Will you look at the son of a gun? Letter X. Letter X. Number... There's probably 2, 3. Alright. You guys ready to play? I will see you at the TV. Let's go.
I've mentioned this in previous videos, but I emulate all my games off of a RetroPie. It wasn't until I was researching this game after the fact that I figured out what I was getting myself into. X-Men vs. Street Fighter is an unlicensed one-on-one fighting game for the Super Nintendo, developed by an unknown company. It's adapted from an arcade game in the 90s, but the Super Nintendo version has some characters not used in the original game and some features are missing. The game presents 8 characters, also featuring non-animated backgrounds of some of the stages from the original game. The main menu presents options for arcade mode or reverse mode. There's 2 or more players there. The music comes from the Super Nintendo version of Street Fighter II, The World Warriors, with an exception of the title screen music, which is an original track recycled from Soul Edge vs. Samurai Spirits. Unlike the original game, you only have 1 punch attack, 1 kick attack. There are special moves for each character and 1 super move, which is only usable when the bar below your life bar is full. Now, a common limitation for the Super Nintendo is that there's no throws in this game. And this game, on this port, is known for being difficult. Honestly, as I was playing through it at one of the lower difficulties, mind you, I thought I was either super rusty or for some reason I wasn't able to get them special moves. And the moves list I looked up for this didn't even seem to fit the capabilities of the SNES version. Now I know why. I feel like I played the actual arcade before in like a theater or a game room somewhere, but I definitely will keep my eyes open for the next time I'm around them. If you happen to find yourself a copy of the Super Nintendo, enjoy it, but I think I'll stick to the arcade. I'll rate the general game itself an 82, and this port, I'll give it a solid 70. Alright, that does it for X-Men vs. Street Fighter. Now let's go, let's figure out what movie we're watching this week.
Got a real checkmate for you. You're a chess prodigy, but also a 7-year-old boy. What do you do?
This week's film is Searching for Bobby Fischer. Now, I'm a sucker for underdog movies, especially when it's about kids that are underestimated and end up on top. I mean, who isn't? This marks 3 episodes in a row where I've picked a 90s movie. It's not intentional, but the decade has just so many great movies. Searching for Bobby Fischer is a true story released in 1993 about a boy named Josh who discovered the game of chess by watching men play in Washington Square Park in New York. It's then that Josh's father enrolls Josh into several chess tournaments that pull out his full potential. The movie follows Josh as his talents are strengthened by his teacher Bruce, and his passions is reinforced by Vinny, the man he first played with in Washington Square Park. For those who don't know, Bobby Fischer was an American chess grandmaster and the 11th world chess champion. He was born in the 1940s, died in 2008. He is argued to be one of the greatest chess players ever to live. The movie is playing on the fact that we may have found someone who can best the best there is. I remember watching this movie as a child, and I've rewatched it since as an adult. It's a solid example of a well-made movie. It's got a decent cast, too. There's Joe Montana, Joan Allen, Ben Kingsley, and Lawrence Fishburne plays Vinny, his friend. Currently, you can rent it on YouTube, Vudu, Apple TV, and a couple other places starting at only $3. Check it out, and then challenge me to a game of chess. All right, guys, well, that's the episode. A little shorter than the other two, but I didn't have to really explain what I was doing. I just had to show you. My favorite thing, showing you stuff. Do you like jazz? You like chess? Do you like fighting? Because I'll fight you over jazz chess. You know what I mean? Okay, cool. So if you want to see the other two episodes, if you missed those, or another episode, click here, okay? If you want to, say, look at a sketch, jokey thing that me and the boys have done, click here. And then, if you want to, I don't know, something that's suggested for you, why don't you click here, okay? What do you think, Gus? Aww.